As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Seahawks trail at home at halftime. The 49ers have looked good on the road and will just try to keep the ball rolling in the second half. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10. Here a throw deep down the field is caught. And this long run goes for a touchdown. They're now on top by 4. 1st and 10. The long ball will find its mark here. And this play goes for a score. They go ahead by a field goal. Down to late in the second. Wilson's on target here, and he'll be tackled at the 1-yard line. Still a little time left on the clock. Lacey's wide open, able to make the grab, and he capped off the 11-play drive with a TD. Seahawks down now by 5. Staying late in the half. Williams is able to get a running start here, and he'll win the sprint to the end zone. The 49ers going up.
Cloud.
Comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead.
Once again, how y'all doing? Jarvis Rose here. Premeditated mindset talking right now. I'm gonna say it again in this video if I didn't catch it on the last video. We're not locking on our players this game. We cannot, because they don't allow us to press circle to switch players during pre-snap, but we still manage to get the game going. And low-key is not that great, and how you see the effort where we try to really showcase our players, but hopefully next time we'll be better.
The third quarter begins with a run by Hyde, and able to break one tackle but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Hoyer. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases. Whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Hoyer going to hand it off to Hyde. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game, and with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Let's go. Time running out here on the play clock. Boyer. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Michael Bennett in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Wilson in trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. I think you'd have to say this crowd here in Seattle, this 12th man had something to do with that.
As well as the architect of this stadium. Combined with this crowd noise, makes it very difficult to run offense. And here, 2 points result for the defense.
It is deafening in here. After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. That's taken on the 25. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Here's Hoyer. Complete to the right. This is Garcon. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
First down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you're rebuilding, we know you got to hit it big in the draft, but you also want to acquire free agents. They're going to really set the tone for your team. Pierre Garcon had some history with head coach Kyle Shanahan previously. I think that's why they picked him up.
He's got great history in this league, of course, starting with the Colts, then the Redskins, now the Niners. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now a run with Hyde. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
The play clock's running down. He'll drop to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Play clock winding down. Back to throw here. They go screen pass to Hyde. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mike Bennett in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They'll drop to throw. And this is incomplete.
You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, and that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
They'll try to get the offense going with Lacey. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They run it again with Lacey. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Now a 10th carry here for Lacey. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's going to be run over, hit hard, as he'll be marked down at the 49. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot. And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
A 2nd down carry for Procise. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it. Here's Lacey. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. They'll run. This is Lacey. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. On 1st down,
the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll try to fire up the running game with Hyde. Nifty move there on the run, but ultimately brought down at the 25. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's 49. They're going to look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They go play action here on 1st down. Able to shake him off. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now Gold for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Gold now out to kick it away. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Wilson on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass. To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. Out to the flat for Lacey. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a gain of 4. And that's going to lead to a third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On third down, Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, big hit at the 44-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On first down, Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think a guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's entire breakdowns on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Second down now after the incompletion. Here's Wilson to throw again. He's going to air one out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. It's a Callow Witherspoon, the rookie from Colorado. And nothing but daylight ahead. 20. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis. Interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Gold to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Now Wilson on first down. He hits Jermaine Curse. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 yards there for number 15. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Throwing again. Wilson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of 3.
Partner, I know that ball security is preached like crazy, but every now and then you've got to know when to get rid of the football and save a little bit of yardage if you're a quarterback.
Because now if you're the offensive coordinator, what does it do if it was 3rd and 10 versus 3rd and much longer as it is now?
Yeah, it changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 26 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Seattle first. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Yet again, Pierre Garçon and company gearing up to take the field. And we get a peek at the kind of game he's having. It's been a good game. 8 catches now, Charles.
Everyone likes to spread the ball around. They want a lot of people to catch it and touch it, get a lot of guys involved. But sometimes when you have the hot hand or a person who is just really taking care of business in their part of the field, you have to keep going back to them.
Here we go now. Green. No. Check. Patriot. Over.
Another tote for the afternoon workhorse. It's high, and he'll be taken down at the 18. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
But it was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Time running out here on the play clock. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. All right, let's shift our attention to Eddie Lacy. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there'll be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
On 1st and 10, Wilson. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Tank Carradine in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Second down, here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Graham. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Still in search of the first down after that last completion. Wilson on third down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 12 yards there as they move the chains. To throw is Wilson on 1st and 10. Finding room inside the 40. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. Into San Francisco territory. They give him a gain of 37.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now Wilson on second down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The rookie from Alabama, Reuben Foster. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Earl Mitchell, he's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. So on 4th down, Pete Carroll's going to call out his field goal unit. This will be from 49 yards out. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now high, and he'll be taken down at the 34. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
2nd down following the run.
Back nine it up, Philly. Here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Well, the offense lining up 1st and 10. The toss play. This is high. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Carry number 20 here for Hyde. There's the stiff arm. And now running right through it. And down inside the 15 he goes. And give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for San Francisco, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Seattle, so long, everybody.
What's good, everybody? You know, cool vision gaming. End of the game. Hope y'all had a good time watching the footage. A few things I'd like to say that during this game we couldn't really lock on nobody. They won't even let us press circle to switch on another player. They won't allow us to switch circle and switch on people during the pre-snap of the game. So it was hard for Ronnie to play. So Ronnie, she really kind of didn't play. But as you can see the comparisons within the quarterbacks, you see our quarterback came with 85 completions, but they still managed to put up the same amount of yards and touchdowns. But you see the player stats: Carlo Hyde, 20 carries, 76 yards, Pierre Garçon, 8 receptions, 127 yards, Marcus Goodwin, 5 receptions, 112 yards. And like I said, the comparison between both quarterbacks, even though our completions was better, we only missed 4 passes, we still put up the same amount of yards, touchdown, no interception for our quarterback. That's pretty much dope, but like we always do here, we like to look at our team the most. We don't really care about nobody else's team but our team. And as you see, Brian Hoyer, he did his thing. Rushing yards, Ronnie only ran it once. I ran it for Ronnie. Rahonda, but low-key, I gotta check out something to see how can we switch to our plays. Maybe it's because I only have one controller. I don't know what the issue is. Maybe it's because of that reason, but I'm gonna have to change that because I don't like that. But you see Carlos Hyde came out with 76 yards. Not a bad run for him. 20 yards carry. 20 attempts carry. Nothing bad about that. We're going to the receiving. You see Man Garcon with the 8, the most. See Goodwin, Carlos, McDaniel, Robinson, Bolden, Paulson. And that'll be it for the receiving of today's games. The most in the yards go out to Garcon, Goodwin, Hyde, McDaniel, Robinson, Bolden, and Paulson. And realistically, it's the same thing. It haven't changed. Whoever put up the most yards, put up the most receptions. So simple as that. But who all scored on the receiving core? We have Marcus Goodwin scoring 2 touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns, and the most run after catch have gone to Carlos after Hyde. On the receiving core, Garcon, Goodwin, McDaniel, Bolden, and Robinson and Paulson. And ain't nothing much else to talk about with the receiving core. Y'all want to take out the longest, they go the longest. And we're moving on blocking. We have Michael Orr. I put Michael Orr in to prevent the game madness. I didn't show this last in the post game, but I did know that nobody allowed no sacks. So low-key he allowed 3. I'm gonna have to put Trent Brown back in, and hopefully Blindside will come in as a good backup. That was a good game. We came out with a W thanks to the offense, defense, and special team. But obviously we got to make better on those ends. And then now we're going to look at solo tackles, the big dudes. You see Bowman out there doing his thing, Reed out there, Robinson out there, Tank out there, Foster out there, Mitchell out there, Thomas out there, Reeser out there, Witherspoon, Peter out there with a tackle. Wait, ain't he a tight end? Well, oh yeah, I know why. It was on special teams, I believe. And Jimmy Ward and everybody else on the defense. Much love, but still, we need to see more effort out there. No assist tackles, total tackles. You can see the most. Totals go out to Reed, Bowman, Foster, and everybody there. But tackles for loss, who had that? We had Bowman with 2. Peter with 1, Reed with 1, and Thomas with 1. And we definitely love the sacks. Who got the sacks out there? Foster with 2 quarterback sacks. That's my man Foster. He's the man. Reason why if we go to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl, because of this man. Mitchell out there, Thomas out there. The whole line sacked. Somebody. I'm gonna put that on G. I remember I was watching this game. I wasn't like sitting there. No, every game that I play, I watch it. So low key, the whole line sack, and only interception goes out to my man Witherspoon. This is the only change that I really wanted to definitely make as a mandatory. He needs to start of his size and how he come off the bench. He was doing his thing, and look, he came back with a pick 6, 81 yards. For a touchdown. Deflex, we have Foster, Bowman. Forced fumbles, we got 2 from Reed, 2 from Foster. Fumble recoveries, none. Fumble return yards, we have 2 for Thomas. And touchdowns, like I said, Witherspoon. Going to kicking. Much there to see where they're kicking. Field goals, well, you can look at my field goals percentage. I had 3 touchbacks, 8 kickoffs. I made field goals in the 40-yard, in the 30, and even in the 29. But I want to go down to the 50+, and hopefully we get some ends going. We really don't care about the punts, but he did good on punting. The punting wasn't bad. Kick returns. Joe Williams took it back for a TD. See, everybody on both sides made us win. That's how a team's supposed to be. Everybody's supposed to make an effort in scoring and making an effort in trying to make us win. So as you see, Joe Williams out there, Armstead on the onside, and punt return. You see Trent Taylor only had 1. They didn't really want Trent to go back there and take it for them, but Trent would have probably did the same thing. And low key, that's literally all that I could show you guys. So this is Cool Vision Gaming, Ronnie Ray and Jarvis Rose connected franchise mode. This is week 2, game 2 we just watched, and I'm glad that you all here. You're seeing the official stats of the whole game, and yeah, peace. Cool Vision Gaming, Jarvis Rose. I'm out.